And welcome back. You're listening to Hysteria, the podcast that requires context. So don't you dare clip a couple seconds of what we said this episode. You need to listen to the whole thing. The whole thing. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. It is moot. It's moot.
Yes.
This is legally binding language. Megan, kick us off.
Okay, I have a couple of documentary recommendations. Caroline was like, Megan watches documentaries. Yes, I read too.
Megan's polishing a monocle right now.
Yes, absolutely. I'm an intellect without a bra on. Okay, so they're both on HBO. So this is going to seem like I'm doing promo for HBO, but I stand with the WGA and tech. The first one is called BS High. I've seen a lot of discourse online about it. An absolute must watch. It is about a school that did not exist that wound up playing on ESPN. Like, you do not have to be in sports. It's really fascinating. And it also, I think, talks about just the exploitation of young black men within the athletic system in our country. The other one is Telemarketers, also on HBO. So good. Also scammers. Like, it's just so, like, scammers. It starts like 20 years ago. And where it winds up is so, like, fulfilling and so happy, and you take such a journey with these people that are truly unlikely heroes. And while you're on HBO, if you're not watching Righteous Gemstones, it's the funniest show on TV. It does not get nominated. It's absolute blasphemy. It should be nominated for every single award. So funny. So if you need, like, a palate cleanser after you just watch hours of scamming, Righteous Gemstones.
Shout out to Edie Patterson.
Yes,
she's my buddy,
so
and she
good.
is fantastic.
Get
Every
her
single
on
award.
Hysteria.
Every single award.
I know.
Give her all the awards.
Tim
Wonderful.
Baltz, like, they all deserve EGOTs.
Yeah.
It's so good. The thing, this is like whatever nerdy, but the plot and the storytelling in Righteous Gemstones is so tight. It is like, as someone who's like tried to write for TV, it's so hard to like make a plot work the way it's supposed to.
Are we being scabs by extolling how great this show is?
I don't know.
Good.
We didn't work on it.
We didn't work on it yet.
Yeah, I think as an actor, we get to like
Say we
say
like
that we
things.
like other actors.
That's
Yes,
good.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would, and I benefit zero from telling, unless
at
I
all?
become friends with Edie, which I would love.
You would love.
Yeah,
you should have her on.
It's
She'd be great.
such a good show, and like the pilot. If you're like suspicious, watch the pilot. The pilot is one of the best pilots I've ever seen. It is so good. Oh my gosh! And I also watched Telemarketers with Josh. It's so good. I thought it was fake. I had to like Google it. I'm like, did this really happen? And it did.
Everyone in it reminds me so much of just like a scummy stand-up comedian. Like, it's got very much like open mic vibes, and so I was being taken back. But yeah, there's like a drug arc that ends up being like there's a man in it who I'm like, he is dead. Like, we don't see him for years. I'm like, I know he's dead, and then he's like, not dead at all. He's back and better than ever.
Spoiler.
Sorry.
Well, there's a bunch of guys.
Everybody's on drugs.
There's a bunch of guys who could be dead in that
yeah.
show, for sure. Okay, Alyssa, Sanity Corner or I Feel Petty?
Erin, I feel petty this week.
Ooh.
And I feel actually, I'm mad. Okay. A couple weeks ago, Erin,
love
you
a
know, I
mad
did
Alyssa.
a whole Sanny about how I had discovered TikTok and I loved it. I was so into TikTok. I was getting everything to my heart's desire on TikTok. Well, here's the problem. I'm here with some complaints, you guys. I have complaints. Because why am I now getting a continuous loop of MAGA mom videos? And how many videos are there of John Cicada out there? Because I'm getting them all. I mean, like, where is my fantasia of Stevie Nicks and, like, vintage gymnastics routines and, like, Paul Rudd doing Freddie Mercury on Lip Sync Battle? Like, where is all that? Why did I open up TikTok last night to Kurt Cameron? It is so wrong. I only like the right things. I have never watched anything MAGA adjacent on TikTok, and now I get it, and I can't hide from it. So now I'm done on TikTok. That's it. It was a short-lived romance, but I can't. I mean, because the worst is the MAGA moms start off slow.
Yeah, what are they saying?
You're like, what are you talking about? Oh, girl, it is anti-vax, anti-teacher, anti-everything. And it is, but like, I'm curious. People start talking about their kids. I'm like, let me see. I'm a child-free, curious woman. And I'm like, let's see what they have to say. And all of a sudden, it gets real wild,
It gets
real
dark
fast.
real fast.
Wow.
And anyway, I'm so sad because I really enjoyed my time on TikTok.
You
but
just have to watch like a slew of cat videos, don't you? Isn't that how
yeah,
that works?
I mean,
Yeah.
look, there's a lot of good cat stuff on TikTok.
But I'm saying, doesn't it algorithm you?
that's the problem. I don't know who got dirty with my algorithm. My algorithm should be nothing but cat videos, cooking videos,
Yeah.
and Stevie Nicks. That's all it should be.
That's all it should be.
But it's not.
Maybe you could
not.
just
So-
spend a few hours doing some really targeted searches and like bringing those up and like
Or turn your cookies on.
yeah, turn your cookies. on.
You know what? Maybe that's my problem. But like, I just felt like I had to come here and say it because I'm going to be honest. When I said how much I love TikTok a couple weeks ago, people were like, "Oh my God, it's so corroded," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then I was like, "Oh, this is what you're talking
Well,
about."
before Twitter
They reeled me in.
went to X, which I have not done the changeover. I have not downloaded that X, whatever.
Don't
But
do it. It's
I'm not
spy-
doing it. It's
spyware.
vile. But Twitter kept only pushing Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
So when I got
Yes.
an ounce of cell service at Burning Man, the only thing I got for news was Marjorie Taylor Greene said that 80,000, it was a deep state ploy to bring 80,000 people to the desert and indoctrinate them on climate change. That was,
Wow.
that's the only little piece of news that I could eke through a tiny cell tower.
Is she an op? Is she like an like it just it's so on the note, like it seems like she was written, you know, like she's
Yeah.
I saw recently that a lot of people are painting their roofs blue because they think the Jewish space lasers can't get them if they have blue roofs.
Oh my God, it's a way to like have
What?
them have Israeli flags on their roof.
Exactly.
Seriously, I mean blue roof, I don't know what it I mean, guess your house looks like a swimming pool now, like I don't know.
Oh dear God.
It's so like you want to waste some time and energy and money, go for it. That's just that sucks, Alyssa. I'll start sending you more cat videos. I sent you the video of the cat
Oh,
eating corn.
also, here's the thing. Just learned last night you'd been sending me videos. I didn't know there was an inbox on
Yeah,
TikTok.
no, that's confusing.
Yeah, I was
I don't
like-
know all the.
I was like, is Alyssa mad at me? She's not responding to any of my
never.
curated
never.
TikToks.
Never. I had no idea it existed.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I've got a sanity corner, and it is in the vein of Megan's. It's about scammers, and it is so good, so good. It's a podcast. I think it's been out for like a year or
yeah?
two already. It's called Love Janessa.
Okay.
It is about the world of online romance scams. Ooh. So there's a
Michaela and I were like, we're in.
So first of all, the narrator of the whole podcast has a incredible voice. Her name is Hannah Ajala, and she is a BBC presenter.
I love that
Perfect.
name.
And she is British African, and so she's like, she goes to Africa, and then it goes to the U.S., and it's like the story of this one woman's picture who is used in tons of catfishing romance scams. And there's like a whole industry. So every episode, like you go deeper into it because she's like, who is this person who she finds out is named Janessa Brazil? And every episode she goes deeper trying to find the real Janessa. And like, it's so good. It is so good.
Have you finished it?
I finished it in
Okay.
2 days.
So,
Wow,
it's, so
okay.
it's still good? It's good.
Yes.
Okay.
Erin,
Sometimes
I just
they-
have to tell you, if you catch up, if you get to this season's 90-Day Fiancé the other way, this is a storyline.
Well,
they find the woman who catfished him.
I mean, I feel like every season of 90 Day, this is a storyline.
Yeah.
No, but they find there's the
Yeah.
catfish person who used the picture, and they found the woman in the picture to be like, did you know your picture was being used to catfish? And they like have her on the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really, oh God, it's so fascinating. It's like, it's super easy to listen to. The episodes are like 35, 40 minutes long. You'll like get hooked after 1 or 2 episodes.
I'm in.
I know I'm getting old because I hear all these scams and I'm like, it'd be easier to just get a job, you know? Like, I'm like, you gotta spend so much time calling and going, we've been doing some work in your neighborhood. It's like, no, you haven't. Go work in a library.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't even want to give learning about all the different things that Hannah Jalla found was just like so what? Like it was so I had to like keep taking my headphones off and interrupting my husband and being like, and they're doing this.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's really, really good. So I don't even think I'm overselling it. It's one of my favorite things I've listened to in a while. Since I listened to that episode, Finn and the Bell. Have you heard that one?
No.
Oh, devastating. One of the best podcast episode I've ever listened to, ever. It is devastating.
Oh, I don't know if I can have devastating right now.
It's pretty. Love Janessa, a romp.
Okay.
It is very fun. There's like darkness and devastation in it, but overall, just.
And they don't bone the landing, which is good. It sounds like it's good through and through. Okay.
Yep. There's at the end.
Bone the landing. Put it on the board.
Yeah, another expression that.
Okay, Michaela, that leaves you.
Me. Okay. Normally, I would just really relish a petty, but I think I'm going to go with a Sani because I did find my true passion during this writers and actors strike, which is I have a neighbor who's a ceramicist, and he has been teaching me how to throw pots. Guys, it is the most wonderful, wonderful way to spend. Alyssa, the fact that you don't is weird to me.
Michaela, okay, listen, you know me. I start something, I go down the rabbit hole. But I spent a lot of time on your Instagram, and your work is gorgeous.
Thank you.
It is gorgeous.
Thank you
It is
so
gorgeous.
much. Thank you. And that's being a newbie. And that's what I mean is like, you're way more craftier than I am. And
Will you send me one? Will you send me one?
Send you what? A
one
ceramic
of your pieces
pot?
of work. Yes.
Oh, hell yeah. But
Yes,
more importantly, I think you specifically need to do it. And anybody who
writing it down
has any level of anxiety or world fatigue, just I don't know where I muster the energy, but I have ADHD like very badly, and I will sit down and I will work for 6 hours and it will feel like 10 minutes. Nobody has that kind of time, so this is the only window where I'm doing it. But and it'll be like gardening and knitting and everything else I've started that is just going to be, just piles of shit all around my house. but for the moment, it is having your hands in clay, getting just dirty like a kid in a sandbox. And then just making stuff to the degree that I watch on TikTok so many pottery videos. I watch the British Throwdown now, and the thing about pottery is it hasn't changed for 2,000 years. so if you learn, if in 2 days you know all the vernacular and you understand all the other things, the only thing you don't have is experience and skill. So that's something you just hone over time, I guess, supposedly. But what you do have is an understanding of it. It's not like you have to completely learn how to put together a car, you know?
Yeah.
So
Right.
So it is, and especially like then learn the new cars, the hybrids. Nothing has changed. They all go into the wheels haven't changed, the kilns haven't changed. It's so fantastic.
When you are like out and about in the world and you happen to pass a piece of ceramics, do you now like notice and you're like, that's hard?
I saw an incense burner. Yes. I saw an incense burner when I was traveling in Banff recently, and it was $65, and I would have bought it. And then I looked at it and I was like, I can make 20 of those tomorrow when I go back.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, that's amazing. It's really those kind of things really prey on the fact that we don't think we can do it, and we can. It's very.
I want to get into blown glass.
Okay.
Oh, that looks fun.
That feels dangerous.
I know. It's like ceramics extreme because the studios in LA, they're filled up. You know, like you can't find a kiln west of the Mississippi right now.
You know, it's funny. One of my dear like mom friends, we met through our doula. So what's more LA than that? She has just gotten into throwing pots, and she goes to like I bet you guys go to the same studio.
Oh no, there's a lot. This is
at someone's house.
Oh,
in
it's someone's.
Ojai, yeah.
Okay.
It's in their. I mean, it's in their garage, and
I want to do.
It's in their garage. You need two things. You need a wheel and you need a kiln. Yeah.
Wow. That sounds fun.
And a garage in Ohio.
And a garage.
And a garage in Ohio. The next time you go to a museum and you're like looking at the pottery, you're going to be like, holy shit, these people.
I mean, that's the thing. Is you start to, separate the wheat from the chaff. Am I still
Throw it on
going?
the board.
Yeah.
Throw it on the board.
And you just know which ones are like, somebody made that. This vase is somebody made a mistake. And this vase is somebody intentionally did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's so cool. Okay, well, now I'm into pot. Michaela's into pot.
I'm into pot, but not your mom's pot. Or maybe your mom's pot.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for this week's episode of Hysteria. Does anybody have anything going on they want to bring up we didn't get to talk about?
You're very nice to ask that because I am heading over to Santa Fe to support the governor there, who she has, Governor Grisham, she has single-handedly declared gun violence an emergency and has, for 30 days, putting a halt on conceal and carry in Albuquerque and most of Albuquerque, I should say. Based on the fact that it is the number one killer of children and teens. And so she's the only governor who's really actually doing something. And this is a bit of a litmus test. Of course, the NRA is suing her. Of course, the death threats are on high. Of course, everybody is losing their shit over it. But if we as Democrats can't completely support her vocally, which they seem to not be doing, weirdly, everybody is very silent on this, and because I think everybody's so afraid, and it's all we talk about. Like David Hogg is always like, vote them out and everything. It's like, if we don't support her, this is how they don't get asked back or voted back in.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting out the call that we all need to get behind this governor, because she is not out of the Constitution. She is protecting the rights of children to live as well. And I'm sorry, but I would way, way rather a governor put a halt on guns until we could figure out, how we're going to take care of guns and let children live than worrying about what freaking book they're going to check out of a library. I mean,
Yeah, let's just try some stuff,
yeah,
too. It's like let's start
books
doing things.
aren't killing these kids.
I mean, how many kids have died from having someone come into their school and throw a copy of Genderqueer at them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, if they shot it out of a T-shirt cannon, but not one person has.
Never heard of that happening. New Mexico continuing to be one of America's best states.
Yeah.
It's one of America's best. One of the top 50 for sure.
It really is terrific.
Probably because it has another country's name in it.
And she is the only governor to, step up and do this. And I think she's creating the conversation of what even is the Second Amendment, and do we need another amendment to test it?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm going to go and support her, and I hope everybody else takes to social media and outpours support for her as well.
Well, that is awesome.
I'm going with Here for the Kids, by the way, which is trying to, get rid of guns and fossil fuels. No big deal. just small little things.
Oh, thank you. The kid, on behalf of the kids.
Yes, truly.
Thank you. Thanks to everybody for joining us this week. We have a listener shout out before we go. I wanted to read a nice email that we got from a listener last month. Dear Erin, Alyssa, and everyone else on the Hysteria team, my name is Grace, and I'm emailing to say thank you. I started listening to your show after graduating with a chemistry BS and moving from MA to San Diego in 2019. My listenership was in an effort to learn about politics and keep up with current events. However, Hysteria has broadened my interest and understanding of the many other complexities discussed by you and your guests. Your work has played a role in enabling me to be a better advocate for myself, sustain meaningful, particularly female friendships with peers, and help me find quality mentors. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's
I can't do any of those things.
Well, I guess we
I gotta listen to this show.
by speaking openly and honestly, engaging with challenging topics, and always lifting each other up, Hysteria never fails to remind me not to settle for anything less in my own life. Thank you so much, Hysteria team. Keep up their wonderful work. Grace, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
Grace.
so amazing. Nice.